So we are now recording, and this is all about intuition. And this is where I wanted to come in, and I wanted to just share with you how intuition is, I'm going to call it a new superpower, but I kind of disagree. It's a superpower that was always there. However, what we find is that a lot of us have forgotten to use it along the way. We are forgetting it. We're forgetting that we all, and I do mean it, we all have this ability to use our intuition. And some people are laughing already because they already know that that's their bad. They forget to continually use it instead of just when it suits them. A bit like when I'm coaching around law of attraction and manifesting. People remember that they're manifesting the good stuff. They forget they're also manifesting the challenges and the not so good stuff. So we are looking at intuition today. So intuition is this amazing, in my opinion, this amazing natural ability. Hands up if you would agree with that statement. Are you aware of yours? Yeah, are you using yours? So what I wanted to do was to host this really to remind you to use yours, and also to get you thinking about, are there more ways, more occasions, more situations where you too could be using yours? Now, as I say, it's a wonderful natural ability that many of us have forgotten to tap into along the way, often described as the subconscious, but it certainly is this instinctive form of decision making and problem solving and opening up of opportunities, that is for sure. It does use past experiences to walk forwards and that knowledge and those gut feelings. But that gives us this quick, is very fast intuition. When I'm coaching and I coach people to generate business intuitively, it's faster than the old 3D way. All right, this is 4D, 5D behavior, is to live intuitively. So it is about using that gut feeling, those unexplained insights, those hunches, if you like, to guide us in our choices, even when we can't really say logically or, we can't explain it. We just know we need to do something. We know we need to do this. We know we need to do that. As I'm always saying in coaching, money loves speed. And when you intuitively, when you are truly aligned to an intuitive action, it's bang, 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 bang. It comes with ease. The bums are on seats with ease, etc., etc. The money flows with ease. If you are pushing and shoving and pushing and shoving and pushing and shoving, then you're in a 3D manifestation and not the 4D, 5D that your intuition will allow you to manifest from. So just have a little thought about the situations you're in already this week. And in fact, are you having to push and pull and squeeze to get things moving forwards? Or actually, is it coming with ease? Are you just intuitively doing it? We can intuitively know what to price our stuff at, who to work with, all sorts of things, which I'm going to go into. But it's doing the things and learning to act on the intuition that is the greatest challenge. So I'm known, certainly when I'm speaking and coaching and on platforms and things, that I always connect the similarity between being in business and dating. All right. And let's face it, we all know when we have gone on a duff date, we know not to go on that date. Come on, even if you've been married 30 years, you can remember those moments where you went against your gut feeling. And yes, he or she was a twat. All right. And you knew this, but you thought, no, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Yeah. It's the same in business. Business is all about relationships, and it's your relationship with yourself. It's your relationship with business, being in business. It's your relationship with being seen in business, your relationship with money, and your relationship with success, as well as those obviously you're doing business with. So in the world of business, therefore, intuition can be a really valuable asset. And it really complements that decision-making process. And I see a lot of leaders, business leaders in my network and above and beyond who are absolutely using it in their work. And we can see that in the way that they jump and they progress. If you're in the old 3D, it's a very slow road to success. So I thought I'd share with you some ways that you can use it. And you may even already be using your intuition, but you don't realize it. So scribble these down if you click things, or if you realize you need to start to use your intuition in these arenas, these areas. So for me, intuition is a game changer, because what it does is it allows us to spot emerging trends and opportunities that maybe you are not seeing in your industry. Having a gut feeling to launch something, having a gut feeling to do something. Now, a classic example of that with myself as a healer is launching my Reiki healing baths. Now, and the reason for me doing that was to make healing affordable. Except that wasn't why I did it at the time. I just felt intuitively that this was a service I needed to launch. So I did. And then lo and behold, we've gone into times where people are struggling with the cost of living. And it doesn't mean they have to drop out of receiving their healing. I'm now providing a service that matches certain people's mindsets. They're able to still afford their healing. Does that make sense? Now, if I'm working intuitively, then I would not have picked up on that at all. And the trick is, of course, is to follow those intuitive moments, trusting in them. All right. So, and those moments bring your biggest opportunities. And from that, I've attracted a lot of new clients through it as well. So as I say, it is basically a game changer, and it enables you to spot or pick up on, might be a better expression, emerging trends and opportunities in your industry, no matter what it is, that aren't necessarily obvious right now. Most successful business owners use their intuition to help them seize the opportunities at the right time. Too many people look for proof. Too many people are out of their own lane and observing what every other bugger is doing, which is exactly what you should not do if you want to stand out in business. Stay in your lane, stay focused, and stay connected. And, I have on many occasions myself been brought in by companies to help them make their decisions because they want an intuitive look on something. Yesterday, I sat with a really, really high-level global, what can I call him? An energy business, very, very, very high. And he came here for me to help him choose his next career move. And you just wouldn't believe that someone in that industry, I'm talking gas, electric and all of that. When I say power, I don't mean spiritual, psychic power, Don't be fooled. The business leaders, the people in positions of power, they too are using their intuition. So should you. All right. They are using intuition to make their own decisions. Now, another way, if you have staff, is it really can come to play in that recruitment process. All right. I have a client and friend who matches the vibration of her candidates to the vibration of the company. She does that intuitively. That's why she is a top recruiter. All right. So much so that they now will see people she tells them to see, even if they don't match the spec, because they've got used to it. So know that you can use intuition and that gut feeling about people when you are interviewing. And don't feel guilty with about that. The ego will step in and make you feel guilty because you're standing and making a judgment, which is spiritually not something we're supposed to do, is stand in judgment. But this is intuitively picking up on signals and signs of what is aligned for you in your business and in the work that you are doing. So remember, it's like you're going to need people in your team who have the right attitude and the right energy. It's not always down to those pieces of paper, and not even necessarily down to their years of experience. All right. So be mindful of that when you are hiring people into your team. Now, the way that I absolutely love it with myself is that intuition can be a guiding force in developing your services and products. So when we're able to get a sense of what our customers might need or want in the future, then we can be ahead of the game and know where our audience is going, and we can evolve. Does that make sense? We evolve the business and we evolve our own ability within it. So our ability to provide what they are going to need. You know, I'm always saying that the money is in the follow-up. So if you're not following up, and if you're not developing your products and services to your clients' needs, you are going to forever be chasing new clients. It is far easier, and remember, abundance should come with ease. It is far easier to work repeatedly with the same clients than to constantly be bringing and attracting in new clients. Make sense? So I do myself as well, and many of my clients and the people I work with, we use our intuition as a guiding force in developing those services and products. We learn to feel the client journey, knowing what is going to come in and what they're going, how you can help them moving forwards. Now, if you negotiate as well, if this part of your business, the work that you do involves negotiating, you absolutely, when you are in those negotiations, whether it's about prices or whatever, you need to get out of your head and into that heart space, that intuitive space. Because in negotiations, your intuitive ability can help you to read the room. I'm notorious at reading the room. All right, I'm a nightmare at networking because I can read the room in 20 seconds. All right, I'm going. All right, but we can read the room. If you walk into networking, bouncing onto networking, if you go into networking and you are attuned and into you've activated your intuition to do so, you will look around the room and you will know exactly who you need to work with. You will know. Now, doesn't that make selling easier? So instead of wasting an hour talking to people that have no intention and are not aligned and not supposed to work with you, wouldn't it be much better to spend that energy and time connecting to those you intuitively pick up that you need to or are going to work with? I have it here every time, every client through the door. I will know if they need to work with me. I may not know when, but I will know, and that gives me that confidence and that self-assuredness to know where my next clients are always coming from. Because I know when they walk through the door, I know before they do. They come in and they think they don't need me. They think they just need me to run my healing hands through their aura and they're done. But they are wrong. All right. So be mindful of that. And as I say, in negotiations, in meetings and negotiations, you should be able to, if you've opened up your intuitive level, to read that room and gauge the right moment to push for that deal, push for that offer. Yeah, or when to be more flexible. You will actually learn to pick up on what the client is about to want from you. You will be able to preempt what is coming in, what is going to be sent, and that includes your objections. So that will allow you to be far more flexible, far more open to negotiation rather than defensive to it. and not rely totally on the pieces of paper you've got in front of you and your facts and your figures and all of that. Drop me a comment in the chat box. Does that help any of you? Let me know. Is that helping? Drop me a comment in that chat box. Because it's really important to have that, I'll call it upper hand, but this is a natural ability that you have that you forget to use. Now, again, I've talked about recruitment, and now I'm going to talk about dealing with your team members, dealing with your clients. So when it comes to dealing with other people, and as I say, on the whole, team members and your clients, and let's be honest, your family and friends as well, conversations often require a sensitivity to their unspoken needs and emotions. And intuition can be really crucial when you are needing to do this to navigate through delicate situations, especially if then that enables you to provide a great service. This is how I'm able to be what I call a kick-ass coach, because I know what I need to say. Yeah, my let's get shit done Sam will go, just stick it in, just say it, just slap around the face with it. She needs to do it, bang, bang, bang. But I will intuitively know that's not the way. And I will know how to steer around that conversation to bring that delicate subject up and have that conversation. Make sense? All right. So as I say, be intuitive in your conversations. Listen to what your gut, your heart is telling you. You know, there's quotes, isn't there, about, you know, people having a conversation, listening. You don't listen to wait for a pause for you to just say your bit. Yeah. When we're listening to someone, we need to listen, but we listen energetically. We listen intuitively as well. Now, branding and marketing when it comes to business, this is huge. For me, this is huge, and this is what I help my clients achieve. Your intuition can guide you with regards to developing your brand's messaging and marketing strategy. How? Because you need to connect with your audience on an emotional level. It doesn't matter what you are selling. If you are selling pig food, yeah, you will sell more pig food if they are going to feel happier about what they are buying from you. You can be selling something hard and painful, but if they know they're going to feel well for it, they will do it. So using your intuition can help you tap in to the emotional level of the audience that you wish to target. And from that, it can help you create marketing campaigns that will resonate with your clients at a very personal and meaningful level. All right. And again, this is something I frequently do with my coaching clients. You need to understand that the world we are living in and the way that we do business is changing. And by 2043, business will be done much more in what we call that feely space, because people will want to feel good about the things that they are doing. People will not be so motivated by making a quick buck, yeah, being seen to be a celebrity. They will only want all that if they can make a difference in the world. How we do business is changing. Part of New World Energy is to create a world that we love, a world that we would choose to live in, and a world that we would choose for our children and our grandchildren to live in. We are responsible for that right here, right now, as pioneers in this New World Energy. So because of that, there is this need to be mindful. You need to be selling and moving your business in alignment with that, so that the services or the products that you provide help your clients to have that sense of fulfillment. It doesn't matter what you do or what you sell. over the next 20 years of business, 20 years of life, that is what is going to dominate. So as I say, you can use your intuition to help you develop your brand's messaging and marketing strategy by connecting intuitively with your target audience on an emotional level. So how do we do that? Well, we think of our ideal client, and especially if we are currently working with someone who is our ideal client, connect with that client's energy, feel their space. It's not an intrusion. You'll only ever get what you're allowed to be given. Feel their energy, feel that connection, and allow yourself to sense and feel what it was that led them to you. And know that that's where the clues are to where your abundance, where your business, where your next client is coming from. And then make sure that your branding, your messaging, and your marketing strategy all align to that person. You must think client journey, not just your own. Does that help you? Drop me a comment in the chat box if that's helped you. Now, a process that I am always taking my clients through, fab, is lots of light bulbs, brilliant. So a process that I'm always taking my clients through is lighting up that long-term vision, lighting up the mission behind your business. Right, drop me a yes in the chat box if you feel your business, your work is a mission. It's your mission here on earth. Drop me a yes. Come on, I want to know how many of you here today see your business as a mission, because that's who I work with. Where are my mission leaders? My queens. Fab. Cool. Right. So what is really key if you are here for a mission is that you have the long-term vision for that mission. Yeah, you've got to have, we work very much here in the now and in the present because that's where we manifest, but you have to trust the intuition line, the long-term vision. So I'm just letting someone in. So we have to know, what the long-term vision for the mission is. And part of working intuitively in business is to understand that you have to get out of the way. You have to get out of the way. The ego state has to get out of the way. The way that we can do that more successfully is to trust and follow the intuitive leads on the business. And that comes from that long-term vision. It helps us understand, and I'm going to show you how to do that next. It helps us understand where the business is evolving to, because sometimes, and trust me, the last 3 years have massively done this to me since coming out of what we call the lockdown season. Your business is actually evolving in a way that is different to what you would have perceived when you set up. It will be different to the business. I would expect you, if you are evolving, your business must evolve with you. And it will be evolving and be completely different or have very different elements to it to what you envisaged for it about 18 months to 2 years ago. Right? Your business is simply a tool for your own personal and spiritual growth. If you are not growing personally and spiritually within the business, then your business will stop growing until you do some inner work. And this is why we need to lean into our intuition when it comes to the long-term vision of the business, of the mission. It helps us evolve the business in ways that don't seem obvious to us right now. And through meditating and journaling, we are then able to connect the dots between where we are right now and the direction we need to take for the business to fulfill its greatest potential. And if people come to me and they're going, oh, I really don't want to do that, I go, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what you want to do. Yeah? You need to be seen as the leader of this mission. You need to be seen. You need to be out there. I say that because that's what tends to be the biggest challenge. All right? So, you know, intuition often manifests as like a subtle inner knowing or a gut feeling in a moment. Your intuition will give you the certainty, and if you learn to lean into it, will give you the certainty, the confidence about your decisions and about your actions and, you know, the course of action that you take the business in, without the need for 3D concrete evidence. You have to learn to trust it if you want to expand your business and your life faster and in ways you never expected to, never visioned, can't speak, and never thought you would. It wasn't even on the radar, let's be honest. All right? So intuition right now, because we're in this new vibration, is your powerful ally in the business world. Don't underestimate it. I have been saying for the last few years, because I do a lot of money speaking, a lot of money coaching, there is no such thing as an economy. There's only your own perception of what is happening in the world. If you buy into, we are in recession, then that's what you will experience. And 2 years ago, I was banging on and on, don't buy into it, don't get sucked into 3D fear about recession, there's no real recession. Yeah. If you haven't bought into that vibration and then brought that fear of recession, money issues into your business, then you should be blossoming right now in business. Your business should be growing. Drop me in the comments. Is your business growing or slowing? Write the word, growing or slowing. Growing or slowing? Growing or slowing? Write it in the chat box. Because it's an indicator of whether you are growing as a person and whether you are in alignment with the mission that you were put here to do. Yeah. Growth is growth. Whether it's a penny, a pound, or 1,000, don't care. Growth is growth. All right. So as I say, it feels intuitive. It's a gut feeling. It manifests as a feeling of comfort or even discomfort. Because I'm telling you now, if you want to stretch your business, you've got to stretch. What do I mean? You've got to get out of your comfort zones. And you will intuitively know you need to do something that your ego is going, oh. Yeah? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. No. That don't feel right. That don't feel right. Don't walk into my coaching practice and tell me you don't want to do something because it doesn't feel right. That's your ego. That's not your intuition. That's your ego. Because you will just absolutely know, no matter how uncomfortable it feels, you know it's what you need to do. It will have a sense of alignment with your values. And you will have a very strong conviction about it being right to do and what is right to do. It's that inner voice, that inner compass, as some people call it. A sensation that steers you and guides you. Now, it varies from person to person how it is experienced. Some people have it as a niggle. I have it as a niggle. I do all my communication in my sleep state. I wake up with everything. I have a business meeting through the night. That's why sometimes I'm like, oh, God, because I've been at meetings all night. All right. You will feel this pull, this gentle yet strong and powerful pull to do something, be something, go somewhere. That's alignment, and that's what we're looking for. And if you want to align, then you have to be in that energy, connecting with your intuition and trusting that. And the more you lean into it, the more you trust it, the easier it becomes. So I'm going to take you through an exercise now. Have you all got a pen and paper? Because you're going to need it. All right. So I want you, if possible, wherever you are, to first of all, at the top of your journal, your paper, whatever, I want you to write down a specific business decision or problem, something related. It could be something related to your service or product development, marketing, staff, whatever. Just write down a little bit of keywords at the top of what you want to work through today. And now what I want you to do is I want you to simply close your eyes, if you can, depending on where you're sat right now. Not if you're driving. I know someone's listening to this while they're driving. Please do not close your eyes while you're driving. What's that disclaimer they put on YouTube? Do not listen while operating heavy goods. Close your eyes. And I want you to take some nice deep breaths, because we must always relax and clear the mind first. Nice deep breaths. And as always, I want you to now connect with the energy that's building in the soles of your feet. And you should feel that as a heat or a tingling. Feel that building in your energy. It's your physical energy. And now I want you to imagine that energy shifting and changing into roots, like roots of a tree, and growing down from the soles of your feet like roots into the earth beneath you. We're simply grounding you in. And I want you now to see a thin beam of white light coming down through the universe and moving through from the top of your head all the way down through your body and out through those roots into the earth. And I want you now to open your eyes and write in your book what a question that would be right for the situation you need help with. What is the question that you feel you need to ask now? And when you've written that down, close your eyes and go back into that space of just feeling that white light flowing through your body and out through the soles of your feet. And I want you now to imagine yourself as your future self, having made that decision. Having done that act, whatever it may be. And I want you to notice how you feel about the outcome. What is your gut, your intuition telling you right now? Don't overanalyze it. Don't let the ego state come in and try to control the scene. And you can keep going back in and feeling that beautiful space of success. And just write down what it is that you are seeing, feeling. And then go in and ask yourself the question, what now? What now? And write down whatever you get. Sometimes, if you're like me, you get a paragraph of instruction because I've been doing this for years. But you may get that. You may get a sentence. You may see a person you need to reach out to. You may get, I don't know, a color, a feeling, a place, a word. Doesn't matter how your intuition is speaking to you. Let it. So this is how we bring intuitive decision making into our business life and in fact into our personal life. It really can be that easy. So share with me, if you're willing, share. Let me open up the chat box. So who got there? Did you get there? Did you see something? Drop me a yes. And then if you want to share in the chat box, share. What did you get? Because what I want you to do is connect right now with how you feel. Are you feeling empowered suddenly? Are you feeling empowered suddenly by what you just saw, what you just got? Let me know in the chat box if you can feel that. Because when we're in connection with higher self, as we call it, the intuitive state, it's empowering. It's so energized. It has the energy of excitement, of love, of passion, of drive, of energy. It's a creative force. It's the female divine energy. Don't have to be female to tap into it. It's in all of us. How does it feel to know what you were just shown? Brilliant. And that excitement speaks volumes to me, because when we get excited, it's us knowing. It is us knowing. But we have no sense of urgency. There's no push-pull suddenly. We don't allow the ego to come in with that urgent push-pull. We act fast, but there's no urgency energy. It's a different thing. So what I'm going to recommend you do is that you learn to do that. Fabulous. You learn to do that exercise I've shown you before you go into that meeting, before you go into that interview, before you go on that podcast, before you write that article, before you send out that quote, before you do that presentation, before you go live on Facebook or wherever. Use your intuition to do things in an empowered way. Does that help you? So I'm going to knock off the recording now so we can have private conversation.